Hi everybody, I'm back, and hopefully the music is a little better here. I had some problems with that thing, not playing enough in the background. We're gonna continue this Wordle thing, and I made some major discoveries the last time I was on. Spent some quiet time reading and browsing and just experimenting. If you recall, I'm gonna go back to my design here. Our goal is to implement this letter. It's got only a couple of properties, and we're going to implement it using this mechanism where we have a we're going to basically do it via text, so textual mechanism right here. It's going to look like that. In order to do that, we needed to make a class, and then I yesterday mentioned, hey, I gotta go and try to do a little test-driven development and all that stuff, and I didn't get very far with it yesterday, but after the session last night, I experimented some more and found a couple of major things, so I'm going to share them with you. One is I'm less afraid of Xcode. I've been using this in relation to the Vim editor that I like, and but what I found is that I'm getting more comfortable with what is happening here. The Swift package created this tree, this directory tree, and it put all of the code into these specific paths here, sources and tests. And yesterday, one of the things I got confused on was the test. So number one, if I run the test, what you'll see is hopefully this test starts. I am playing music in the background, so let's wait for this to finish. Okay, so the test failed and it has 0 failures. So one of the things I found is that the test itself is running the program, and I thought I saw that yesterday when I was looking at the code in tests. Here in line 27, we're running a process, and we're using pipe to read the data that comes from that process. If I'm reading this right, yeah. So the output of the program is being sent through a pipe, and that pipe, we're reading it here. Now, it's one thing to read it in the code, but then to really see that is what's happening, I ended up using the debugger, but since I had Xcode open already, I realized that I could just do all the work inside of the debugger. So I think, long story short, I'm going to be in Xcode, I think, for the duration of this. As much as I think I could do everything in Vim and in the command line, the Xcode that I've been able to experiment so far is pretty compelling. So just to orient everybody, My version of Xcode is an old one. My Mac is a 2013, late 2013 MacBook Pro. So this is Xcode 13.2.1. I installed this on this machine using Xcodes, which I don't know. Yeah. So I use this program Xcodes. Now, I'm not going to explain how to install Xcode. It's pretty complicated, or it can be complicated, but the main thing is I use this program to install a specific version that I could control that. And if you look up Xcodes for yourself, yeah, you can go and play around with it and try it. Most likely, if you're looking at this, you probably have it running. But I'll put this into the chat. So we have Xcodes, and I used it to install Xcode, and Xcode is now available. Now here is the test that we were looking at before in Vim, and what I did is I put a breakpoint here on line 30 to execute the test. The UI is a little confusing, but when you click on things, you find that they have multiple menu items. There's things that are available, but this one was the key. You can see that it will allow me to do everything that I was able to do in the command line. So here I could do Swift, and then I can do Swift package, Swift run, Swift test. Although I noticed that I don't know if I have the ability to profile. Interesting. But the point is, there's an ability to do all of this stuff here. And let's first run the program. I'll first demonstrate this Swift run. And this prints hello world. And if I do Swift test, this will run the test. Now we're going to do the equivalent in Xcode. That's something we should understand what's happening. So here's me running the code. You got to look up here to see what's happening. Build succeeded. It does appear as if it's doing a test. I didn't expect it would do that. Now it's actually in the breakpoint, but I'm going to skip past the breakpoint. I'm not ready to talk about the breakpoint just yet. If I continue, you can see that the test succeeded, and oh, I think I know why. Maybe it's because I didn't have this running. I didn't have the main program. Let's see if that was the issue. I'm going to run this again, and here it's the main program. it seems as if it wants to. It seems as if it wants to do the test every time it runs main, but I'm going to go past this. Okay, so clearly I still don't know everything there is, and that's okay. It's a little frustrating for me, only because I'm used to knowing how to do things, but this is what happens when you have something new. You have to just have some controlled frustration. I think that's really how to put it. Here the program exited. I'm going to remove this breakpoint. I know I can do that up here. I don't disable. If I run this again, I just would like to see it print hello world somewhere in here, but wow, it stopped again here. I'm going to disable that breakpoint. I'm going to continue past it. Okay, so I'm going to just try to understand why it's not running. I discovered that you can control what runs with the scheme, even though it doesn't seem like I know what I'm doing. And run debug configuration. I wonder if I can tell it to not run the tests, but yeah, well, I'm a little confused, and I apologize again because it's a little convoluted. If I roll the stack back all the way to what I was starting with, essentially I found out that this was running the program. It was running the program, and it was looking for the output. And to prove that, if I go to main and I change this to Rick, if I were to run the test again here, this seems faster on the terminal. Probably why I like working on there, but we're going to need to be in Xcode. If I do the test, and you'll see that this time the test failed. And why did it fail? It's saying that hello Rick is not equal to hello world. So this is all that I wanted to show you. So I was able to prove that this is running my program. It's asserting that the string that's output from the program is hello world. And this is how to make use of this test, because my goal was to do some TDD on this thing. And so I think what this means is that I'm going to go and try to use the test framework a little more, and to implement the letter. I think what I'll do is first let me show the debugger, which is this, and I'm just gonna boy oh boy, this is I guess those are just the times when it broke. I'm going to run it again, and I guess we know it's going to run the test. I don't know how to make it run just the program, and I know I can just look this up. I was looking stuff up in Stack Overflow, but So here it is running the test, and it's going to be in the breakpoint soon. And you can see that wow, did it already go to the assertion? See, the program already finished. That's, I don't know whether to laugh or cry. I expected this to stop, and I wanted to show you some things, but I guess I gotta enable it this way, but I don't know what these are. Well, I really would like to get rid of this, and let me run the test this way, and let's see if I can actually say something and actually have it be the thing I'm actually demonstrating. Okay, so now here I am in the breakpoint. It's stopped, and if I step through the program again using the debugger, I'm going to step over this line. What it's doing here, I don't know, but now it's stepped over and it's now on this line. In here, or rather in here, I can examine the objects. This is a data that's returned from the pipe. This is the output from that data. It's a string, but it hasn't been set yet. And we can, in here, if you remember when we did the debugger or the REPL in the terminal, this is that prompt lldb. We can then do this thing. We can copy this, put it right in here, and anyway, if I press enter, I'm gonna go do it this way. I don't know the command line. Well, that's odd. Print data. Oh, print data. I didn't need the parentheses. Okay, if I do print and then string, you can see that the string is hello Rick, and that'll fail the assertion. I don't know why the assertion is executed before I even got there, but if I continue the program, again stepping through it, I'll be here, and then eventually it'll get to it and fail. Anyway, now let me go and quickly, let me just run this. Just want to understand why running this is not running the program, but running the test. And here it's up here doing run, but where is it? Maybe I have to mess with this. Oh, target output, maybe. No, I'll do all output. Okay, well, that's let's running. Yeah, I think it's one of the difficulties of an IDE on a kind of an old machine. I guess this will be me rage programming. There it is. Okay, I think I'll stop here. The next time we're together, I'm gonna just take these tests here and use these tests to actually implement the letter. We're gonna run some tests in the letter with the letter, and I'm also gonna practice making the letter class and all of that. So that's what we're gonna focus on the next time. But the stuff that I showed today was important for me to figure out so I can be a little more productive. Talk with everybody later.